There's a new trend in Star Wars, and I actually hate it. And it has nothing to do with the story, it has nothing to do with the acting, and it honestly doesn't matter at all. But it keeps me up at night, it makes me question my own reality, and it all comes down to the hidden cameo you always see but never notice. Welcome to Star Wars Uplink. The thing that really irks me is the fact that it wasn't always this way. He was honorable, it was respected, he was hallowed, and I'm talking about Aurebesh. The language of Star Wars. It started off as basically gibberish, some symbols they could use to make the computer scenes look more Star Warsy. Then a guy by the name of Stephen Crane needed an alphabet to use for his Star Wars Miniatures Battles companion piece for the Star Wars RPG. So he used those gibberish symbols in Return of the Jedi and assigned letters to them. Then created the boom of Aurebesh we all know and love. And it's been expanded upon, they have a numerical version of it as well, and it's really like come into its own. Fun fact for you, it also was not canon for a little while when they wiped the Legends content. They also wiped Aurebesh until it finally came into use in the sequels and started to really get expanded upon. All that's great. Turning gibberish to meaning, super cool, right? Until now, where we're seeing the level of creativity with how people use the Aurebesh and materials brought to new lows. I'm absolutely loving everything that Star Wars Jedi Survivor has to offer. The gameplay mechanics, the exploration, of course, my main man Cal. But when I saw this, I'm not gonna lie, I had a really hard time. In the world of Kobo, you're in a town called Rambler's Reach. And it's basically the hub of your adventures. It's where you can go to buy things, to upgrade your look, manage your plants, and where a lot of the big story beats take place. And as you're walking around, you may notice a lot of little bits and features, a cool area that has a crap ton of these spy cameras you see in Return of the Jedi. You see some old Clone Wars vehicles and memorabilia. You see some clone helmets in the cantina itself. But then, as you're walking around, you may see this. Some Aurebesh graffiti. You're like, okay, cool. That's a cool nod. I wonder what it means. Well, you want to know what it means? JKLMNOPQR. Yeah, and it's not the only time they've done something like this. In the most recent season of Mandalorian, in the episode with Jack Black, the screen for Christopher Lloyd's capture has this text. Quote, "This means nothing. However, fans may interpret the hell out of it. CSI for the win." Which, I'm not gonna lie, I found hilarious because they made an effort and that's what I really want to get at. If they do have Aurebesh, because I think it's awesome. It's super cool. It's a nod to like RPGs. It has a lot of that like grit and texture that they bring into some of like the fan run stuff. Like it definitely started as like there's this one thing in the background. Let's see if we can make it even bigger. And I think like right now it's just become like a weight. And if they do have Aurebesh, let's have some fun. Or have some fun. But please, don't just type meaningless strings of characters. Make a reference. Or just make fun of us. Like, I don't care. I don't care if it's like, yo, you're stinky poodoo pants. Like, at least that's something. And it's not just random Aurebesh or letters and random strings. Like it needs to be something. I feel like it can't just be this like meaningless texture in the background, because I think it's a huge chance for something. And honestly, like I said, it doesn't matter at all, but you're working in Star Wars, and if I had the opportunity to write something in the background, I would want to like put some funny into it or put some like deep cuts or something along those lines. Don't take it for granted. Do something fun. And as always, thanks for watching. Check out our podcast and may the Force be with you.